But this is just, I don't know how many of you people read your email in Emacs? Anybody?
I used to. It is. I used to.
Okay.
A long time ago, but it's too complex now.
Exactly. GNU's is a pain. It's way too complicated. But there's a program called Wanderlust. It comes from an alternative universe of Japanese Emacs tools. And I've been using it for about 10 years, and it works great.
Can you bump up the font a bit?
Yeah, if I can remember what
From
I did.
IRC.
To, how about?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's even bigger. So if you want to try it out, it's now on Melpa. We finally got a package built on Melpa, which was a huge pain in the butt. And it's pretty cool. So you can't actually see, well, there's my cursor. But, you know, it reads mail from IMAP, it reads mail from local mailers, does all sorts of nice stuff like that. This is basically what the, let's see, it's really hard because this is what it looks like. You know, you got your mail on the top, you got your mails on your actual text on the bottom. But the really nice thing is just all the awesome ways that you can do automatically arrange your mail, find your mail, things like that. So you could search, for instance, your mail by like, you know, search for my name, and it says you've got like 4 messages, and then you could just delete them, right? You mark them all as deleted. Or you can delete by region, right? I'm not going to execute these, so it'll be bad. You can unmark them, refile stuff automatically. It's got, I mean, that's about it. It's a great tool. It's totally worth checking out. I mean, I think it probably takes a lot of time to set up, but once you get it set up, you save, I mean, I can deal with my email in about 1/10 the time of most people, so.
Have you tried MU30 or U30?
Yeah, I have. It's less featureful, so you know it's harder to send like from multiple email accounts. Wanderlust now has Mu integration, so if you have a local maildir and you index it, you can search. I have that bound to one key, and then I just get a Mu query. I search for my own name, so there's a lot of messages, like 5,000 or something. So you can use MU, the maildir utils search system, with Wanderlust as well. Sorry. Yeah, one of you.
So one of the advantages of this is powerful splitting features. Does Wanderlust have anything like that, or does it rely purely on the IMAP server to handle folders?
Like mail. I mean, IMAP has native mail.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So the question was, I'm not entirely sure I understood it, but it was about mail splitting.
Right, precisely. So GNU's allows you to easily split mail into multiple different folders where it's in control. There's a lot of flexibility because it's GNU's.
Right.
Flexibility is its name.
Yeah. The techniques I think are a little bit different. So you're looking at you can create virtual folders that are basically search based. You don't have to download all the messages from a single folder. You can deal with IMAP folders or maildir folders generally. So I've never really used the splitting features of GNU's, but I think the overall experience is going to be pretty different, but the similar features exist. So that doesn't really answer your question, but sorry, you know.
Oh yeah. How much of your mail is like plain text versus HTML?
So that it's mostly plain text, but I actually, inspired by Howard's message, which is kind of amazing. By his demonstration of org export to a mail message, I mailed the presentation I've been working on to myself. So it comes in 2 parts, which is a little confusing. You've got your plain part and then an HTML part. But you can see the HTML view of email is actually pretty good. So this is an HTML mail. It has the images. So it has decent support for HTML mail if you get set up.
So it's got like a primitive layout into it or something?
The latest thing it does, I think, is shell out to W3M and use that. So anyway, it's totally worth checking out if you want to be the kind of person who reads your email. Yeah, sorry.
So you said that it's a lot quicker for you than for people using the ordinary mail client.
Yeah.
What would be making it quicker? You mentioned search, but most mail clients have search.
Well, I think that the features that are pretty amazing are being able to select. So it worked to select messages and operate on them based on searches. So when you get 10,000 messages that are like, we had an error, we had an error, we had an error at your work, which I'm sure all of you have at some point. You just figure out a search that's going to select all those messages. You do a select, and then you do a mass operation on all those messages, and delete them or move them to your archive or whatever, and you're left with your actual real email messages, right? Things like that. Automatically refiling based on you can set up automatic refile rules. So I read email lists and then I just hit Control O and it refiles this to one archive, this to another archive based on the sender or the mail ID and stuff like that. So yeah, sorry, Samar.
Yeah, so there are a whole bunch of like Emacs mail indexers and client pairs. There's like MU and MU4E. There's Wanderlust. There's like not much.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Wanderlust instead of like any of the other options?
Because it was the only thing available 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it has a huge number of features, and now I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
But I still think, it's still pretty amazing, but it's definitely worth exploring those other programs, I think. They have something to offer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
Does it read news too? Or?
Yeah, it does read news. It's not, I don't really read many news groups, but like I track the org mode mailing list on Gmain. So it's not possibly as good as GNews with that, but this is the list, and you can go through, read it. So
You can always slurp messages in batch and mail them to yourself. That's what I do.
right, yeah. You can also, if you ever want to, there's also a program called RSS to mail as well. So I actually read RSS feeds in mail, which you can check out.
Relevant to that, people should know about this site, gween.org.
Yeah.
So you go there, you give it the RSS feed, and it turns it into a news group. So then 1,000 people have done that already. Most of the RSS feeds you read like this.
Yeah, that's a great site. The problem I have with that is you don't sync across multiple devices. Your read and unread messages, but it's otherwise pretty awesome. So, anyway,
You said it takes a while to set up and then it pays off. I'm curious what that start date and how long it's good to go.
I don't want to know how much time I've spent setting it up, but that's been amortized over a lot of years. So I hope that it's easy enough, like especially if you're a Gmail user or something, that information is out there and you can get it set up pretty quickly. Especially now that there's a Melpa package. I think that changes a huge amount. Yeah, there's still a learning time because it's completely different set of key bindings, and the language it's kind of like sorry, Daniel was talking earlier about the difficulty of mapping Emacs language usage. Like this is like another level that has like its own words. Like you refile messages into different folders and stuff like that. So instead of moving them, which I think most people would call it. Anyway, yeah, cool. It's pretty cool. Thanks.
this. So do you just want
Yeah.
to get your computer set up?
Well, unless, yeah, I guess so.
Unless
I feel bad taking up all the time, but.
No, this is really interesting. Yeah. So how many other people here use read their email in Emacs? So what programs do people here use? So the three of you who raised your hands.
I use Mutt, but then I use Mutt and I show to
Mutt.
Emacs for composing.
Oh, okay.
Same here.
So you both use Mutt and you compose in Emacs.
Yes.
You use GNUs,
Yeah, I use
MU4E? Yeah.
Good news.
So of the GNUs people, I tried to set it up, but it was, to be fair, it was easier to set up than like MU4E or like not much, but I found it to be really, really slow. Is that like, because it was always like accessing IMAP, like I didn't have to download all of my emails first with like offline IMAP, which takes
This could be a
days.
talk actually, because I got to the point where I use offline IMAP and everything, so it's really fast.
Oh,
Yeah, so
with
it would
GNUs?
it would be a talk to talk about sitting down. Like a lightning rod.
Yeah, that would be, it would take up an entire conference, you know.
It's worth it though.
Actually, I really liked my setup with like not much and NM, which is like a nicer version of the not much client. But I can't really recommend it just because I don't use it anymore, and I would feel disingenuous about recommending it. But while I was using it, it was nice. So
I like Ryan's GNU setup, and it seems pretty fast. So.
yeah, it's really exciting. But oh well. Do you
I'm
want
ready.
to start?
Yeah.